Hello, this is Janet Michael. In addition to hosting The Valley Today each weekday at noon on the River 95.3, I also produce podcasts, and I'm excited to introduce you to a new podcast series in partnership with Lord Fairfax Community College. Having provided higher education and career training for the past half-century, LFCC is tightly interwoven into the fabric of the Northern Shenandoah Valley and Piedmont regions. Join me every week for conversations with current and former students to hear their funny and inspiring stories as we learn about their journey to higher education, the role that LFCC has played, where they are now, and where they plan to go. We'll also talk to current and former professors about their experiences and best memories of LFCC over the past 50 years. Get every single episode as they're released on our website at theriver953.com under the podcast tab, or you can subscribe for free in Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, on Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for LFCC Stories. Hello and welcome to The Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Friday as you are listening to the show today. Today's show is part of an ongoing series, Farmers Market Friday, and I am really excited. I've got a return Farmers Market guest pre-recording with me today. It is Karie Griffin. She is the market manager for one of my favorite farmers markets in the area, Clarke County Farmers Market. It opens tomorrow as people are listening, as you're listening to this on a Friday. Karie, I am really excited, and I'll bet you are so excited to just get that first market open up and running.
Yes, thank you, Jan. Thank you for having me. We are very, very excited to be reopening for our 2021 season, especially with all the challenges we had last year during the pandemic. But we are eager for Saturday to get here, for tomorrow to get here. And we open up at 8 a.m. We'll be open until noon at the Clarke County Public Schools Administration Building in downtown Berryville at 317 West Main Street. And we'll have lots and lots of vendors and some activities. We will again be, posting signage for everyone to support our social distancing requirements like we did last year. We follow CDC recommendations for farmers markets. Those of you who have joined us over the past year, know what it's like, and it's still a wonderful experience.
Oh, it is. It's fantastic. That space has really worked out well for you guys since moving over to Main Street.
Yes, it has. Even with the pandemic and all the, issues we had globally last year, the market actually expanded, gained a lot of new vendors. And even this year, we're going to be increasing our vendor count again by about a third. So this location has not only allowed us a safe place to social distance, it's easily accessible off Main Street. Parking is sufficient. People have been very happy with the parking. So yes, we have been able to expand and grow and do it safely. And we're looking forward to seeing what this new season brings.
And you've got a presentation that's happening when the market opens on this particular opening day.
Yes. So the Town of Berryville, the tree board with the Town of Berryville was actually supposed to do a presentation last year, but with the issues with COVID, we had to postpone. So they're going to be with us this Saturday at 10 a.m. They will have a booth at the opening of the market as you enter, and sponsored by arborday.org in honor of a Tree City USA designation that we received last year. So basically, it's to honor the town for the improvements they've made for the tree canopy and taking care of the trees in our community. So they will have, while supplies last, they'll have free saplings, and there will be a presentation. And if you'd like to know more, there's some information under events on the Clarke County Farmers Market website.
I think it's cool that when you open, you've got stuff like this that is kind of related but different, because it really does show how the whole community in Clarke County comes together when it's farmers market season.
No, absolutely. We've received so much support, not only by, our vendor group, the local farmers, but the town, the Clarke County Public School System, who provides us a location. It really is a community effort.
So we were talking a second ago about the number of vendors, and I had told you I'd looked at the Clarke County Farmers Market website and saw that there were 41 vendors listed. I know from our conversations in the past that they come and they go because some are seasonal and early in the year they may not have their stuff. Later in the year, more things are available. But you just mentioned that you're growing probably by a third this year to over 30 vendors that will be there set up this Saturday.
Absolutely, yes. Last year we averaged probably about 20 vendors a week. Some weeks were a little bit more, some weeks a little less. This year we expect to be around 30 on most Saturdays, but you are correct. We have some vendors that are seasonal that come every week. There are some that come every other week, and then we have those that are drop-in vendors that come on maybe a monthly or every few week basis. If you would like to know every week who the vendors are going to be that Saturday, we do have a newsletter that goes out Friday around midday. And if you'd like to sign up for that, you can go to the Clarke County Farmers Market website and scroll down about halfway, and you'll see the sign up for our newsletter, and you'll know who's going to be at that market each week.
And what is the web address for the farmers market?
www.clarkecountyfarmersmarket.com.
Easy enough to remember. And as I always point out when I talk to Nathan from the Clarke County Historical Association, don't forget Clarke has an E on the end.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
One of the things that make Clarke County my favorite farmers market is the wide variety of stuff. I mean, a lot of times you'll go to some farmers markets and all you see are farmers and produce and things along those lines, which is great because that's what we kind of is supposed to be at a farmer's market. Or you'll go to some and there'll only be one or two farmers there and a lot of stuff, a lot of crafts and a lot of other things. Y'all have a really good mix of both.
Yes, we have gone to great lengths to make sure that we have a wide variety of vendors and products, not only to benefit the farmers and producers and artisans that are there so that the market's not oversaturated, but to also benefit the consumer so that they have a wide variety of product. So yes, we have returning some of our core vendors, farmers, such as Chili Hollow and McIntosh Fruit Farm. So fruit and produce right there. We have Audley Farm and Persimmon Ridge with their all natural beef and pork products.
Whenever you mention Audley Farms, some of the best steaks I've ever had in my life came from Audley Farms.
Yes,
so I got to give them a plug.
Thank you. Yes, we love Audley Farm. But in addition, we have coffee vendor, we have candles, jellies and jams, mushrooms, ceramics. We have herbal remedies and all natural holistic healing products. We'll have a food truck every week. Roaming Bistro out of Winchester does a wonderful job with their international street food. So lots of stuff this year.
We sometimes think of farmers markets as where we go to get our food, but we don't always think that it's someplace we can eat while we're actually there.
Well, we're trying to make this a community experience every week. So yes, you can come do your weekly shopping and have a wide variety of products, but you can also come and have a meal with your family. There's plenty of room in grassy areas to social distance and sit down. We have live music every week. We're starting off this Saturday with a duo called The Wine Thief. They play some really nice indie folk music. So we're really looking forward to that. And this week for the grand opening, we will also have Bar C Ranch Petting Zoo there from 10 to 12 for the kids, which is always a fun time. They're educational. They have a camel and a donkey and all kinds of little critters. So it's going to be a really, really fun time. So it's a family experience. It's a community experience. And we hope everybody will come out and join us.
I know from the conversations that I've had with the various extension agents over the years, they have their family and consumer sciences division. And I speak with some of their people in the nutrition department, and they talk about how important it is for kids to learn how to eat healthy by being part of the decision-making process and coming to things like farmers markets to see how their food is grown and be able to choose the tomato or the lettuce or whatever the food is, that it tends to make them want to eat healthier as they grow older. So I think it's great that you kind of sneak in some of that with the petting zoo to get the kids to want to come too.
Absolutely. We want to make it an experience that exposes the younger folks in our community to what's out there from an agricultural standpoint and get them interested in it. And hopefully, with things getting better with the pandemic, we'll be able to have more educational and fun kids programs throughout the rest of the season. But we'll have to, see how things go as far as social distancing requirements. But
Well, let's take a quick break. When we come back, let's talk a little bit more about some of those vendors. I mentioned earlier that I had printed off the list and then I circled all of the ones that had farm in their name, and there's like a dozen. I had no idea Clark. I mean, I knew Clark County was fairly agricultural based, but I had no idea there were that many of them that come and participate. So, can we get in the weeds a little bit more with some of the vendors in the next segment?
absolutely, Janet. Yes, I'd like to.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation for Farmers Market Friday. We are chatting with Karie Griffin. She is the market manager for the Clarke County Farmers Market. It opens tomorrow, Saturday, 8 a.m. till noon at 317 West Main Street in Berryville. We're going to get more details about that from her when we come back in just a couple of minutes.
Got a financial decision to make or a goal to reach, but you don't know where to start? You've come to the right place. Introducing Quick Money Chats with the Northern Shenandoah Valley Financial Education Program. Visit tinyurl.com/Quick Money Chat to schedule a virtual chat with a staff member or trained volunteer. We won't tell you what to do, but we will give you the tools you need to choose wisely. And because Virginia Cooperative Extension is part of Virginia Tech and Virginia State, your land-grant universities, you can be sure that our information is credible and trustworthy. And you'll know that we aren't trying to sell you something. Maybe you want to improve your credit score, or reduce your banking overdraft fees, or even figure out if you can afford to buy that car. Sorting through tons of information on the internet can be overwhelming, and sometimes it can be hard to know who to trust. Schedule a Quick Money Chat and get the information you need to take action. Go to tinyurl.com/Quick Money Chat and get financial education personalized for you.
Welcome back to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Friday. As you are listening to the show today, you have made it through another week, and it is Farmers Market Friday, one of my favorite shows as part of one of my favorite new series that I am doing. I am pre-recording my conversation today with Karie Griffin. She is the market manager for my favorite Clarke County Farmers Market. I have so many favorites going on today, Karie. So Clarke County Farmers Market opens tomorrow as people are listening now on a Friday afternoon, 8 a.m. to noon, 317 West Main Street in Berryville. We talked in the first segment about the wide range and variety of vendors. And I want to focus in for a minute or two on the actual farms, the producers, because without the farmers, you can't have the farmers market.
Absolutely, Janet. Yes, you're absolutely right. And the farmers are the foundation, and that's how it started many years ago, with some of the local farmers getting together and wanting to have a place to share their product with the community. And a lot of those vendors are still with us. So McIntosh Fruit Farm, for example, I think a lot of people know that from their pick your own on property experience. They're at our market every week. They have all kinds of fresh fruits and baked goods, just wonderful, wonderful fresh product. In addition to that, Chili Hollow is also a long-standing member of the market, offers a wide variety of vegetables, locally grown here right outside of Berryville. And he works so hard. If you haven't gone to his Instagram page, you really should, because he's also a photographer, and some of the images of his farm are just incredible.
And you were telling me during the break that he has a CSA that people can buy into and participate in.
Yes, he does. He has a CSA, and as of earlier this week, there were still spots available. So if you go to the Clarke County website, clarkecountyfarmersmarket.com, and go to the vendors page, you can click on a link for Chili Hollow Farm, and it'll take you to his website, which could give you information about the CSA.
And the majority of the vendors that we're talking about do have links on that vendor page at clarkecountyfarmersmarket.com. So you can find more information about the majority of these people on that website as well.
Absolutely. Yes. We have linked to either their webpage if they have one, or Facebook or its social media page. If there isn't information available, there is no link, but you're welcome to email us and we can give you any information you'd like.
Well, and it's funny when people, or at least when I initially used to think about farms, I would think about things like the produce and the fruits and the beef, because that's just what most people think of when they think of a farm. Harvey Cheese is a great example of, it's still a farm. It's just not a farm the way that most of us think is traditional.
That's right. They use local dairy milk to produce all of their cheeses. And if you haven't had their cheeses yet, they're fantastic. So I would definitely make a point to stop by there.
Tell me about, because this is one that we were talking during the break, and we talked about this in the first segment. She's not going to be at the market tomorrow, but tell me about the flower farm.
Walking Wind Farm, Jess at Walking Wind. She is absolutely wonderful. She grows a variety of flowers and brings fresh cut flowers to the market every week. Unfortunately, she was planning to be there tomorrow, but her flowers are not quite ready. So fingers crossed, she'll be there next week for Mother's Day weekend.
And that's a good reminder for all of us too, that, some of us that run small businesses, we are not so dependent on things like, I don't know, the weather or Mother Nature. I mean, we're dependent on getting our name out there and doing the right marketing stuff and making sure we have customers and that we can get the work done. But a lot of these farms, they're dependent on getting enough rain, getting enough sun, not getting too much rain, and that sort of thing. That's really what makes it so important for us to be able to support them in a venue like the farmers market.
Absolutely. I mean, our farmers, we owe them so much credit for what they do and what they need to go through and all the challenges they face every year to get their product out there. And that's why I think it's so important to support local. Not only is it good for you, it's good for the community, and it's a wonderful experience every week.
So I was looking through the list, and we've touched on a lot of the farms. And then I asked you the one name that popped out on the list I was very excited about, because they've done the show with me a few times. Wonderful people. I love them to death. Presto Dinners is going to be at the farmers market this year.
Yes, we're very excited to have Presto with us. They are wonderful. Rachel and Jonathan. They have a cute little B&B in Berryville as well, but their Presto Dinners offer homemade, ready-made meals that you can purchase, take home, and it's like you've used all kinds of fresh local product, which they've done, and you can take it out of your freezer, put it in your oven, and have a wonderful, wonderful local meal. They'll have a variety of products there this week and all throughout the season, so we're really excited to have them.
I think I have had almost every single thing on their menu, and several things I've had more than once. When they started doing desserts, I could have just sat in the middle of their shop and cried, because that chocolate cake, oh my gosh. And I think they have a cheesecake. I'm not a fan of cheesecake, but my husband has the same reaction to cheesecake that I do to anything chocolate. He was in love.
That just reminds me, we also have the Sweet Elephant with us every other week, not every week, but they'll be with us from downtown Berryville. So just wanted to give them a little shout out, because I know a lot of your listeners love to go by Lauren's shop in downtown Berryville, but she will be with us at the market every other week starting tomorrow.
I was excited to see that she was getting an actual storefront when I saw that she was moving it. I think because for a long time she was in her house, and now she has a store that I can just walk into and say, I need a dozen of these, 4 dozen of those, and 6 of those.
Yeah, we were all very excited about that, about her store opening up, and she's doing quite well. But she found her roots at the Clarke County Farmers Market, so she wanted to make sure that she continued to come as much as she could. I know she's really busy at the store, but she's going to be with us every other week as long as she has the staff to support it. So we're really excited about that.
And I'm looking down this list. I mean, there are candles. There's a bee company, which I assume then probably has honey and wax products. There's Tatina's Turnings Woodworking. Is that a good guess?
Yes, Scott with Tatina, he's out of Harper's Ferry, and his woodworking products are absolutely gorgeous.
So all the information about the vendors, everything about the farmers market, the times where you can sign up to get the newsletter on Fridays to see who's going to be at the market that week can all be found on your website. Can you tell me the web address one more time?
Sure. You can go to www.clarkecountyfarmersmarket.com. That's Clarke with an E. If you would like to join the newsletter, just scroll down about halfway on the main page and you'll see it there. If you'd like to know the vendors that we offer at the market, there's the Meet the Vendor page. They'll give you links to that. And I'd also like to say a quick shout out to our sponsors. You can see our sponsors. There's a link to them. We have 11 wonderful sponsors this year. We could not do this market without them. So I'd like to say a quick thank you to the Bank of Clarke County, Berryville Graphics, Broy & Son, Camino Real Mexican Restaurant, Clarke Equine, Cochran's Lumber, Jim Barb Realty, Lock Store, Mid-Atlantic Farm Credit, Rappahannock Electric Cooperative, and Valley Energy.
And I thank them as well, because thanks to them, I get to come to the market and enjoy it.
Wonderful.
And you guys have social media too. Are you on Facebook, Instagram, any of those?
We are on Facebook and Instagram. Just search us out, Clarke County Farmers Market, and we'll pop up. We're going to try to link that newsletter to our Facebook this week. I'm a little challenged with some of my IT abilities, but we're going to try to make that happen. I know I got a lot of smart people behind me, so I'll find somebody can help.
I will walk you through it. Not a problem. Well, Karie, thank you for coming and giving me all of the details for the market that opens tomorrow. I will see you there, of course, but I appreciate your time today to tell me all about it.
Thank you so much, Janet, for having us and for giving us an opportunity to let everybody know what's coming ahead this season.
I will be back on Monday. I will have a brand new episode of The Valley Today ready to go for you. It is Meet the Maker Monday. We are chatting with Rachel Lofton from Fable and Sage. We're going to learn how she came up with the idea for her custom greeting cards and some of the designs and things that go into that. So we're going to talk with her on Monday, a few minutes after noon. Have a great weekend, and I will see you at the market tomorrow.